guys, in this video I will be telling you guys of how I recently passed my learners. I've been getting a lot of questions regarding how I passed my learners, what apps I used, all of that. My learners test was on the 17th of Jan and I had booked on the, booked and paid. I had booked on the 21st, if not the 20th of December, and then I paid on the 22nd of December. I booked online using this website, and yeah, you just go there. There's like 3 lines at the top. You go there and then there's online services. You press there and then you'll find the book learners test option there. I used this method, or I used this booking process because I wanted to choose a date that was convenient for me. Because I had not had like background knowledge regarding cars and signs and all of that, so I needed enough time. But I'll be honest, I was not consistent. I was most definitely not consistent. Like days would pass without me like going through the apps, whatever. But these are the apps that I used. The blue KFD3 one, which is pretty well known, and then this one with the South African flag. I used the blue app for content that I need to learn, so it was for learning. And then I also did past papers, but they don't have a lot of past papers. They literally have a minimum amount. Like they have 2 past papers for the K53 test, and then the book test they have, I think, 3 book tests as well. But I didn't write a book test. I wrote the computerized one, which is I think the K53 one, and there's only 2 of those on that app. So the South African flag app has a variety of papers. Like there's a lot of papers there, and it's the app that I used to do past papers mostly. So yeah, I would actually recommend the South African flag app because it has learning material. It has amazing past papers. It even has a cheat sheet. It has a lot and you can really learn from it. I started with road signs. So on a daily, I would go through, not on a daily because I did say I was not consistent, but here and there I would go through like one section of road signs. And then yeah, I did road rules like 2 days before my test, and I had enough time. And road rules, well, for me they were difficult because I was writing, my learners test was for code 3, which was any motor vehicle apart from the motorcycle. So the road rules, when it comes to the heavy motor vehicles, like things that you need to know, like sana, heavy motor vehicles are too much sana. But yeah, I did kind of struggle with that content and like grasping it as well, because there are a lot of like numbers that you need to remember. Yeah, road rules was something else. But I think learning road signs, because road signs is a lot. Like there are a lot of road signs, guys. If you are studying, please start with road signs. Do yourself a favor and start with road signs, and then do road rules, and then yeah, last option, controls. Like controls is easy. You know these things. Like you've seen your parents drive most, so you know. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It was a computerized test, so I got there. They showed us how it works, and then you write your test, end test, and it shows you your results immediately. You need to make sure that you pass each and every section. You need to make sure that you pass road signs with I think 22 out of 28. And then road rules was 23 or 22 out of 28, and then controls was 8 out of 8. The test was out of 64. The test was out of 64. So yeah, pretty different to the apps because those tests are out of 68. You have to pass each and every section. If you do fail one section, then you unfortunately fail your learner's test and you need to go register again to write and all of that. Go through the booking process again. So yeah, I wish you guys good luck. Study. Do not be like me learning road rules 2 days before. Please don't be me. And give yourself enough time. Like when you go to the booking, guys, e-learners is not easy. I know people like to underestimate it, but just do the past papers on the K53 app and you'll be fine. And I tell you that my test was completely different to these 2 apps. Like, yes, you do get similar questions, but it's not exactly the same. Like, please do not underestimate that learner's test. I don't know if they maybe changed their way or whatever, but that thing was difficult, and English was Englishing. You have 60 minutes to complete the test, right? 68 questions. When I tell you, I finished, I think, 40 minutes before time. I left that room. I said end test 15 minutes before time. The English that I needed to understand before I pressed that end test. Guys, don't underestimate it. Do not underestimate it. You need to read carefully. It's so easy to make a mistake when it comes to your learner's test. You need to read carefully and study well as well, and study hard. So yeah, guys, I wish you guys all the best, and maspaseni mastriveni.
Thank you, my beautiful sister. Maspaseni mastriveni. You know what I'm saying? Great video, very informative from A to Z. Don't underestimate that app. Don't underestimate that test simply because of it feels like it's a walk in a park. Many people failed repeatedly simply because of, those questions are a bit tricky. When she's saying English is Englishing, yes, English is doing what it does, and you will be shocked when you see the amount of people who fail that test, although they grow up speaking English. You shouldn't cram those answers. When she started saying those numbers, I'm like, we don't talk about numbers there, my dear. You just need to know the question and the answer. Many people, they use numbers so that they can cram this question from number so and so, the answer of number so and so is. No, don't do that. I've seen also the other lady who has a notebook. She's also, using numbers. Don't use numbers. You want to look at question number 28 and go and, look at answer number 28 so that you can correspond them and store it in your head. Sometimes things run out. When you're sitting down there, you're struggling, your mind just becomes foggy. You don't remember the numbers. Make sure that you understand the question and you know the answer. That's why she said, don't be like me. Be consistent. Read every day. I always tell people, keep reading that book. Keep working on that app until you master the app. And people are so busy, man. I used to do additional, what can I call it? I don't want to say classes or lessons, whereby, people used to get my numbers online. They will call me and they will ask me questions. Wherever they're struggling, I will always help them. If they're struggling with rules of the road, because majority are struggling with rules of the road, then I will explain things for them. I will simplify things for them. And we might take about 2 to 3 hours. And I realize that people are always busy. No, today, we cannot be busy because of I have to go and do 1, 2, 3, 4. I will knock off late. We will do 1 or 2 sections. Say, oh man, I'm like, until they desperately need it, they will put in the work. Because you need to work on that app until you feel like, I'm tired of this app. Write it even if you know the answer. Make that app to irritate you. And that's the only way you're going to understand each and every question. You're going to understand each and every road sign. And it's going to be easy for you. Because you cannot cram all those road signs. There are too many to cram. Even if you use a notebook, even if you think you have a photographic memory, you're not going to make it. That's why people are failing with 2 marks. That's why people are failing with lower margins. Yes, she's right. Controls are simple. I always tell people to start with controls because you can easily master controls. From controls, I always tell people to go to rules of the road because they're a bit tricky. You have to read and understand the question before you give the answer. When you're done with rules of the road, when you understand rules of the road, now you start working on the road signs. And from what she's saying, she's recommending learners the other app simply because of it has what all the ladies are jumping for, because people like to cheat a lot because of they find it very difficult to study. And I also realized that she didn't explore the K53 further. Because K53, when you talk about road signs, it has 6 different tests that you can go and answer questions related to only road signs. So you're going to write test after test after test after test about only road signs until you understand all the road signs which are included there. When you're done, then you can write the book test, whereby all the tests are just come randomly, whereby they can ask you a question about, all the questions will come randomly, whereby they will ask you a question about control, then they'll ask you a question about road sign, and they will come and ask you a question about, rules of the road. They just mix in those questions the same way you're going to write your learner's test at a DLTC. But I'm saying she's recommending the second app. Go and get it. Make sure that you study. Make sure that you give it time. Make sure that you study that app religiously. Before you go to sleep, give it at least an hour. Look into that app. Let it be the last thing that you look at. Then you will pray and go to sleep. When you wake up early in the morning, you will pray. If you still have some few minutes, browse, look at that app before you go to work or before you go to school. During your lunchtime, if you have time, open your app, look at few things, deal with few questions. When you knock off at work, yes, you're waiting for the bus, check the app. Forget about the social media. Forget about who is doing what on Twitter. Forget about who is doing what on TikTok. Let those people deal with their own problems. Let those people deal with their own drama. When they were getting married, they didn't invite you. Now when they are struggling in their marriage, they are putting everything online so that you guys can be glued and start watching. Forget about all those stuff. Invest in yourself. Work on yourself. Work that app until you are ready. So you will listen to the gossip and all this other stuff later on, but work on that app so that you can better your life. Simply because of people are so distracted. In many occasions, people will tell you that I was so busy, I was not consistent. Yes, the majority of your time is chopped by gossips and stories of other people who didn't even invite you when they were starting, this marriage thing, or when they were dating, or when they were going to cruise and having all fun. Now, because of Ziakala, they want all of you guys to be glued into the story. You're not going to benefit anything. Work on yourself. Study, 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 study. So that even if after you're done with the test and somebody's like, say, oh, it was so difficult, you look at them like, what? Bruh, I can go back right now and I can write your test right now and I can pass it. Be that type of a person. I've been the guy who will write the test and I'll be sitting down there and people are complaining about it so difficult and I'll share the blue app with them. Now get this app. Practice with this app. It's going to be easy for you. Oh, my brother, thank you so much. Oh, my God. I'm like, yeah, that's what we do, man. We have to share this type of information. And I appreciate you guys showing me love and support. If you like this type of content, give me a like, share, and subscribe. I know these 3 things might be difficult. Just subscribe to the channel. You can like it next time. You can share whenever you have time. And I appreciate you guys showing me love and support. Thank you.